Kevin Owens. Oh, God damn it. Yes, it was Kevin Owens, just in case you did not already know an hour after the show is over. It was Kevin Owens who was the final member of Team Ciampa. I heard a lot of people saying it might be John Morrison. Imagine if it was John Morrison. Would he have
crowd would have booed. They would have booed like crazy. John Morrison, please. We're only missing Jimmy Jacobs back in NXT to have Scum reunite because Kevin Steen, Steve Corino, and Jimmy Jacobs. But there you go.
It was look, John Morrison, cool. I don't think he would have fit in that type of a match. I know he could have done some type of crazy shit off the cage, I'm sure. But seriously, I think Kevin Owens was probably the best person they could have added to the match, unless they were going to add a Velveteen Dream or a Gargano. But they're really playing up those injuries. I think Gargano's more kayfabe than Velveteen Dream. But what was your thoughts when Kevin Owens showed up? The pop for him was absolutely insane.
Okay. Adam Bombs here saying, no, they would have popped. They would have cheered for John Morrison. Honestly, Tony, do you think they would have cheered for John Morrison or booed him?
I don't think they would have booed him. But I do think we wouldn't have gotten the same reaction we got for Kevin Owens. John Morrison is still a well-known name. I don't think they'd be booing him like they did Rey Mysterio when he was number 30 and it was supposed to be, I forgot who it was supposed to be that everybody was hoping for, and we got Rey Mysterio instead. I don't think they would have went that route. I don't think they would have went that route because we don't know who it could have been. The rumors or speculation or maybe the hint would have been Kevin Owens showing up because of what happened with him with Undisputed on Raw. But it wasn't a for sure lock that it was supposed to be Kevin Owens. So if someone else showed up, it would have been like, oh,
everyone was expecting him. Everyone was expecting Kevin Owens. It would have been just like the Daniel Bryan thing at the Rumble, like you mentioned a minute ago with Rey Mysterio. Because everyone wanted Kevin Owens, they were expecting it, and they got it. So they make the fans happy, and he had a great pop, and it was a fun reaction. I think they went like 20 minutes after he got in there too, so that was fun. And yeah, they went through every freaking table in the world. That finishing spot, the other table spots were great. And then that big spot at the end where Ciampa does that crazy move off. Now, I complained about the spot last year when they just did like a suplex onto like 5 guys. To me, that didn't... Okay, I get it, but still. And obviously, the ring was more padded than normal tonight because you've seen how everyone was flying off that thing. Kind of like they do with the chamber when they put extra padding down. But still, that was a humongous spot to do off that. Anything could have went wrong there. Absolutely. And of course, we get the little camera pan to Britt Baker. AEW.
WWE pulled a fucking TNA tonight. If you guys don't know what I mean by that, years ago, far, far, far away in this little land called TNA, we had one of the members, I don't even know if you guys remember this tag team, called the Highlanders. Well, one of the members of the Highlanders showed up in the crowd for, I don't know if it was, for what reason. Was it a pay-per-view or Impact taping? But they were there in the crowd. So you know what Impact did to be an asshole? They said, oh, look who's here in the crowd. We got a WWE tag team, blah, blah, blah. The Highlander, I forgot. I'm sure they didn't say his name. So basically, WWE did this tonight. And, of course, Dave doesn't think they did it on purpose. I fucking think they did that shit on purpose. Not only did they show her on screen, but they used her full name, said it was his girlfriend, all this. Of course, they didn't go AEW superstar Britt Baker's in the crowd, but they called her, they said her full name. They didn't have to do that. They could have just showed her on screen. Didn't have to mention her name, but they did it. But before we get into that, what did you think of the War Games match itself, where we did see Ciampa's team win? They have showed her before. Granted, yes, true. They have done that before. Was she part of...
But by accident, I think. It wasn't a big zoom-in shot of Britt Baker's face like they did tonight.
Was she part of AEW at the time? I'm gonna assume she
No,
was.
no,
Maybe
she wasn't. No, because AEW wasn't officially made. Because the last
it's
takeover
not
was
a big
what?
secret, Adabom. You're absolutely right. Everybody who's a wrestling fan that are not just the casual wrestling fan, they know that they're a couple. They're together. But did you think that? I know she was on NXT. I get that. I get that. But usually when you're against the competition, you're not going to do that unless you want to just kind of throw a jab at AEW and say, hey, one of your people on your roster is in the crowd. Granted, yes, I know they're a couple, so it's not that big of a deal. I just thought it was funny. And I felt like WWE did that shit on purpose just to kind of get people talking. Because
Now,
what?
okay,
Hold on. Because you know
go
what the
ahead.
rumor mill is going to be tomorrow night or today on all these wrestling rumor sites. What is all the wrestling rumor sites title are going to say to get you to click on that link? What is it going to say? AEW superstar or AEW wrestler in the crowd at an NXT takeover event. Isn't that going to be the title?
Oh,
Of
Vince
course,
Russo. Vince Russo.
everywhere. Yes, I'm just saying it's.
I agree.
They're gonna do that. They're gonna eat the shit out of this, and I think WWE did that shit on purpose to get more to get more traffic, to get more people to check out the match and see when she was shown. All this stuff. I mean, maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion, but it felt a little bit kind of like, hey, let's get her on screen because she's Britt Baker, AEW's top women's wrestler. Now go ahead, finish.
No, I get what you're saying, and of course that's going to be, and who knows, it could have been planned and all that, and they said, okay, we're gonna show you a shot, so we want you to look like you're concerned. See, I think what happened
I'm gonna
was,
read that next, Mr. AEW. Thank you.
I think they just want after that spot, like they normally do after a big spot in a match like that, they shoot the crowd just to see reactions, and they just happen to get Britt Baker on camera. And like everyone says, Mauro Ranallo isn't produced being yelled at in his ear like he was before on SmackDown, so he's more free reign to say what he wants out there, basically. I think he just mentioned Britt Baker. I don't know if he was told to say her name or just mention her name or what.
Well, hold on.
Did it.
Sean Ross Sapp, who I don't mind. I think he's a credible wrestling news source. Said that where's the link? I just had it. Thanks to Mr. AEW, he posted this link in the chat saying Triple H just spoke to real Britt Baker, and he says the director didn't know who the shot was. He went to the person in the crowd who had the most unbelievable look on their face, and it was her. He doesn't have a problem with it, but feels bad for putting her in that position. So there you go. At least Triple H went out. Hey, what's up, Truth and Loyalty? Thank you for joining us, brother. So there you go. Maybe it wasn't on purpose, and maybe it was on accident, but it was definitely interesting to see her show up on camera.
Well, he did say Adam Cole's girlfriend, Britt Baker. He didn't say anything about AEW. Absolutely. It was just one of those. And being a dirt sheet writer today is so easy a caveman can do it. I mean, come on. Everyone's a dirt sheet writer now just because they go to a show. Mr. Green Shirt in the crowd of every WWE big event. He's probably a dirt sheet writer too now.
Mr. Red Sox fan, I am surprised you saying this. A guy that likes, I believe you like death matches, saying that spot was uncalled for. It could have went really bad. I guess the ending spot of the match.
Yeah, because he's holding his neck the whole time going down, and that looked really scary too. That's probably why she was holding her face like that, because Ciampa held his neck the whole time going down. Anything could have happened.
Ciampa really protected him on that fall. If you go back and look, if you go back and look, he really did his best to protect him. He held his neck tucked in. His back took most of the pressure and the impact. I get it. It was a very scary spot, and anything could have happened, especially when he's on top of the cage and they're trying to, get each other on, get him on top. Easily, Ciampa could have slipped and fall. Same thing could have happened to Cole. It was a very, very dangerous spot to do. But hey, it worked. It came off pretty well done. But if you go back and look, Ciampa held on to him as tight and strong as possible. I'm sure it didn't feel good, But I'm sure if you asked Cole, hey, were you scared going down? I'm pretty sure he would say I felt as protected as could be. Because look back at the spot and look at the replay, you can really tell that he was holding on pretty tight. And yes, it wasn't a bare wooden floor like how Omega fell on the Phoenix Splash. Oh, we got another link in the chat from Mr. AEW. I think it's regarding Britt Baker. If it will let me click on it. Why is my computer acting like that? Let me see if I can pull it up over here. Okay, here we go. Triple H told me that he hopes it doesn't put her in a bad position and would never want to do anything that would cause her heat. Says she has a good thing going with what she's doing. I mean, at least he's... I mean, is that more because it's Adam Cole's girlfriend and he's one of the top star in NXT at the moment?
So where's he get all this information from? Like, Sean Ross Sapp is just interviewing Triple H all of a sudden after NXT?
Yeah, they call each other after every show, Dave. Come on now, you know that.
He probably can't even get a call in Triple H.
Can you imagine if Britt got buried because of this? Oh, wait, AEW isn't run by Vince. We good, says Buchanan.
Yeah, but
I don't think Britt's going to get
any...
She's not going to get heat for this. Like, come on now. Seriously? You think Cody, the guy... Oh, media call, says Bob Ruski. You think Cody, out of all the people that wants to be different than the competition, you think he's really going to say, hey, you know, Britt, I'm not really comfortable with you going and watching your boyfriend or fiance, I think they're engaged if I'm not mistaken, his matches because you're part of the AEW Shield. I don't really feel like he's going to be that type of person.
Well, you know what he could say? Okay, if you want to do this, because go backstage, but don't, you know, because I'm sure that they would have no problem, WWE would have no problem with that. But to be shown on TV, like, you think if, like, Renee Young wants to go watch Jon Moxley wrestle, I'm sure she can, but she can't be sitting in the crowd. She'd probably be backstage. That's probably what they would have preferred, AEW. She would have just been there backstage watching.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Thank you for the follow there, Kane. Appreciate you.
Wow, Mayor Kane is following us.
Not that Kane. Imagine that if he came into the show. Appreciate the follow there. Thank you, everyone. Don't forget, everybody, we are doing a huge, huge Christmas giveaway at next month. So we would really appreciate you guys trying to get in on that. Of course, it's going to be dealing with only subscribers, or if you have donated to the show since I'm going to say we'll start it from in November. So if you from the beginning of November, or if you have been a sub to the channel, you will be in on this giveaway. It's a $75 Christmas giveaway that we're doing here on the channel. Even if you drop as little as 1 bit, you'll be into this giveaway, and we'll be picking a winner probably about a week before Christmas. So maybe, hopefully, you can get the package by Christmas. All right, so feel free to get in on that, and we would really appreciate that. It's wrestling giveaway. It's not going to be just WWE. It's going to be WWE, AEW, maybe even throw in some Impact. Who knows? It's going to be a surprise. But I hope everybody will enjoy that. We have quite a few people already in it, and we will have some more, I'm sure, by the end of the by mid-December. I am a mayor, says Kane in the chat. Khan lets his employees walk over him, in my opinion, says Babaruski.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She sucks anyways, getting way too much discussion, says Ian Dunn. All right, fair enough. A lot of people are not Britt Baker fans. So, Dave, overall, War Games, number 3 in the books, excuse me. What did you think of it? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Favorite match of the night as well.
For just the pay-per-view, I mean, I still don't think it was the best War Games pay-per-view, but I thought the last match was really good. It was the best match on the show, even though the other ones were good, but this wasn't the best TakeOver War Games. This was by far not the best TakeOver.
Who was the MVP in each War Games match, in your opinion, for the men and the women?
For the women, I guess Rhea Ripley, you would say, or even Io Shirai, because she did that crazy moonsault.
That was wild, man. I know we're critical. Other Speeds and all the other people are very critical of the guys standing there and waiting for them. But to have her do a moonsault from that far up on top of the cage It's just insane, and she pulled it off perfectly. It was like she doesn't miss a beat doing those damn moonsaults off the ropes, off the cage, wherever you have her do a moonsault off of. She does an amazing job at it. I'm sorry I did to interrupt
You know
you.
how I'll give credit to also is Candice LeRae because does a really I think she does a good moonsault too. Maybe not as good as Io because her moonsault is just so crisp, but to me, Candice LeRae does a good moonsault as well. So yeah, I'll give her credit too.
What about Bianca Belair? You don't think she did good?
What, her hair slapping?
Kaylee Ray too. You know, I thought she did pretty good tonight as well.
Yeah, they did. But to me, the standouts of this match were Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai.
Okay.
Really, I mean, look, I thought Kaylee Ray was awesome. I said it right, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay. Kaylee Ray I really like her. I think she's awesome, but yeah, I thought that moonsault was great. Candice
we'll look that up,
is awesome too, but yeah. I mean, we'll see her tomorrow too. We'll see half these women tomorrow when they're just fighting each other, but whatever.
Yes, Undisputed Era has been in every takeovers. Every War Games, excuse me. In War Games 2017,
they're 1 and 2 now.
It was only 3 of them, of course. It was Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. They took on AOP with Roderick Strong and Sanity. 2018, let me get it up here. That's when we saw Pete Dunne, Ricochet, and the War Raiders take on Undisputed Era, all 4 members. And that match went 47 damn minutes. Holy shit.
Well, you got the times to come in too. So.
Tonight's one only went 38 minutes. The women's War Games match went 27 minutes.
Tonight was the first. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, who was your men's MVP, Dave?
Probably Ciampa. I like the stuff he did. KO was a great spot. He did some cool stuff too. I mean, yeah, but I thought probably Ciampa. Roderick Strong. Look, I'll give way credit to Roderick Strong because he was the first. Him and
yeah, I kept praying. I tell you what, every spot that Roderick Strong took tonight, I said a little prayer for him because I did not want anything to. And this is my selfishness right here. To ruin that triple threat match tomorrow night, because that match I am so looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah,
I did not want anything to fuck it up, and thank God he's okay.
Cole? I mean, every member of that team from Undisputed Era are wrestling tomorrow.
Yeah, especially Cole, who has to put his title on the line against Pete Dunne. Like that.
Yeah, that might be the perfect opportunity to get the
props to every single NXT member who has to wrestle tomorrow night as well. Baszler, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, probably Ciampa, Lee. I thought Dijak was fantastic tonight as well. I thought he did a great job in the ring when he was showcased. He went in there and cleared house. Keith Lee went in there and cleaned house. I thought both teams all represented themselves very, very well. Of course, Adam Cole and Ciampa were more spotlighted because I guess that's probably going to be the next upcoming feud on NXT. But I really thought they did a fantastic job. Okay, Red Sox fan says, who do you think is the best member of Undisputed Era?
Roddy versus the World.
Singles wise, I would go Roddy. I would have to go Roderick Strong. I have a soft spot for Kyle O'Reilly.
I like Kyle O'Reilly too.
Yeah, that dude, I just have his comedy stuff, and I think in the ring too, he's fantastic. But Roderick Strong, I think, is the best out of the 4.
Strong is the best one. Yeah, if I had to rank them, I would go Strong, O'Reilly, Cole, then Fish.
Damn, Fish last. None of them says Jeffrey Cross there. Shit, if you're worried about anyone, you should have been for Fish and Tommaso. They're the most injury prone. Yes, and Fish got smacked in the face during the Revival match. So yeah, it just seems like he gets. And then he, like the week before that, broke his tooth when they got attacked by the club.
Spot. When he gets thrown on that. His blood just shoots right out of him.
Right, that's like, man, he just gets hurt with like the weirdest ways. Strong, Bobby Fish, none of them. Kyle's Red Sox fan, and Bob Ruski say Kyle. I the one thing I hear about all of them about Undisputed Era is that every one of them can have a singles run and they would just be fine.
Oh, they could. Kyle was I think him and Cole were a tag team at one point in ROH and they broke up. I could be wrong. I think that's what it was. But yeah, I think Kyle's great. But I'm just fans of. I think every member of Undisputed Era is better than Adam Cole. The other three are better
Wow.
than Cole.
Okay, that's
Do.
a fair assessment. Ian Dunn says, killing themselves. Have they even gotten their pay raises yet? According to Bob Ruski, I think, said that they are starting to get paid. Or was that you?
Yeah, I seen something. Yeah, I seen something online where it said they're starting to get paid now. So yeah.
We got some new news. Rhea Ripley is the captain of NXT Women's Survivor Series. Oh yeah, so Rhea Ripley went on there and announced the members of the Survivor Series team for tomorrow night. We got, of course, it's her, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Toni Storm. So they will be the team members of NXT tomorrow night. Dave, your thoughts of that team before we move on to more wrestling news and SmackDown from last night.
I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. People are gonna hate it because they just fought two of them tonight and they're gonna be on your team. But I'm looking forward to seeing Toni Storm out there finally wrestling on a big stage like that. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and the thing too was, I get if you didn't watch the Triple H interview after the show, he did say that. You know, because I knew people were going to say this doesn't make sense to have them team up with each other just after they were feuding. But he said that basically that they grew respect for each other during this battle and that they want to join sides. And to me, Rhea Ripley, I don't know if you saw her by herself on there with Triple H. She seemed kind of a little bit nervous. A little bit. She wasn't her.
See, I don't like this Rhea Ripley that much, you know? I liked Rhea Ripley when she was just a straight heel. Now she's like, oh, Toni Storm, she's one of my best friends. I know her since we were 16.
Yeah, she did.
Like,
the hype for Toni Storm has hit rock bottom, says Red Sox fan. Bob Rucci says, I guess Toni got pulled from Progress. Yeah, yep, they do that quite often, I see. I'm going to tell Texas Kid what Dave just said.
You can send him a letter, you can phone call him, whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, God. I got worried for Fish when Kyle got thrown into his knee. Yeah, it's just ace.
I got worried for Roddy when he got thrown through the rope or was getting tossed over. Was supposed to get tossed, but these two big guys came and tossed him over two ropes. He has to glide through the middle rope just to make it across the ring.
Guys, thank you for the bits tonight. I really do appreciate that very, very, very much. So thumbs up, thumbs down, Dave. The team's getting screwed thanks to Dakota, says Truth and Loyalty. But that ass says getting. y'all are hilarious. Thumbs up, thumbs down for tonight's show, Dave.
I thought it was a thumbs up. It was a good show, but I mean, it wasn't the best one, but still.